Hello, teacher. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, man?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, man. So let's start. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm a little nervous, actually.
No, you shouldn't be. you'll, you'll do just fine. Your English is amazing.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, so let's start. First of all, thank you for accepting this invitation. It's so important to receive this feedback from you students. So you can start by introducing yourself in English, Gleudisson.
Okay. Well, my name is Gleudisson. I'm 23 years old. Um, I'm a math teacher, and I live in Anápolis, Goiás. In my free time, I like to stay at home, watching some series, videos, listen songs. Um, I don't I don't used to go out frequently, but sometimes I meet my friends, my college friends, and we meet at Leandra's house. She lives near my house actually. And then we make some hot dogs or something like that and talking about our life, about the our future.
Yeah, hot dogs are the best kind of dinner friends can make together.
Yeah, that's true. It's
And
fast to
barbecue.
do, and yes, I agree with you.
Do you live with your family?
Yes, I live with my father, my mother, and my brother,
Mhm.
actually. I have two sisters, but they don't live in Annapolis. They live in another city. Actually, it's a little far from here. I have four nieces, you know, and I think the next month I will I will go in their city. It's correct, the phrase.
Yeah, I'll go there. Yeah,
Yes.
visit.
And that's it. And that's it.
That's okay. And man, your English is pretty amazing. We can
Thank
see
you.
that. And I remember that once you said you spoke to me on my private account in Telegram,
Yes.
and you said to me you were starting and everything. So, how long have you been a student from the Jornada?
I bought the Jornada in 2021 in July, and I started study hardly, every day I was studying, and everything was working very well and at the time. And then I stopped studying, unfortunately, because my presential classes came back at the college. I was working, but I regret to stop studying because it's just delay my learning process, and then I stopped and back again, and something, I was a little mess actually, you know,
Yeah.
and I think it's around 1 year, for example. Yes, 1 year, about 1 year, maybe more.
1 year that you are studying again, or you stopped for 1 year?
I stopped for 1 year
Ah,
actually.
okay.
I stopped from 1 year, but I studied about 9 months, 1 year, something like that. I don't remember exactly how how long I study English,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I think it's around 1 year, 9 months, maybe like that.
Hmm. And now you're coming back?
Yes, last year I decided to back to my English studies because I was like, man, I know English a little bit. I don't lost my English skills,
Yeah.
and it can give me a job, work opportunities. I intend to study more. Um, I want to do a specialization or even a master's degree,
Nice.
and if I speak English, my opportunities can be better.
Yeah, sure.
For example, I can study in another country. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but who knows the future?
Yeah, if you know English, it's easier to happen.
Yes, I agree.
And that thing you said you had to stop for a while, that's normal. It happens to a lot of people. But one thing that happened to you is that you didn't lose your skills. What did you do
Yes.
to keep your English skills during this time that you couldn't speak, you couldn't study English?
Well, I I wasn't study English like grammar or
Yeah.
all this stuff, but I never lost my contact with the language completely. And I wasn't study, but sometimes I watching a video or listen to some songs, and I think keeping contact with the language helped me a lot to don't lose my English skills. I think that's it. Just keeping contact with the language helped me a lot. I think that's most important thing is keeping contact, having support, and don't give up to English.
Yeah, that's
Never
nice.
give up, actually. No
Exactly.
matter how long it takes.
As
Someday you
I
will learn.
Exactly. And man, did you start from zero when you bought the course?
Almost zero, I would say. When I bought the course, like I said, I was thinking, oh, English is not for me. I almost give up to learn English actually at a time, but um, I didn't know how to study actually. I think my the greatest problem is this: how to study English. When I start to learn English, but I what I need to do, my difficulties are there. I know some things like the alphabet or the numbers, something numbers, a little bit of verb to be, but it's just it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So that makes me so proud.
Of course,
Because
you helped me a lot, Gabriel.
yeah, because
A
now you
lot.
you can speak, you can communicate perfectly. I can understand everything. You almost don't make any mistakes. So congratulations.
Thank you. I still make some silly mistakes. Actually, my English now it's a little rusty. Sometimes I made some mistake, but I don't care about it.
And now you are back to conversation classes, so now you will improve even more your
Yes,
communication.
I think the conversation classes are so important. It's a really good thing at a course. If you speak the English, if you heard another people say talking in English, you can learn a lot of words. You can see you can see your own mistakes.
And man, why did you decide to learn English in first place?
Well, actually, my best friend Stephanie sent me a message one day, and she said, "Gleudisson, what about we start to study English?" you know, and the first time I was like, "Oh man, English, I don't know nothing about English, but let's get started." I will try it, and then I was a little messed, like I said before, and we started study together, but then she stopped study actually, and but she never lost the contact with
Ah,
the
okay.
English. And nowadays she know something about English, and I was like, I like English. After that, I start to like English. I see that English is not impossible, not completely impossible. It's not a thing that you can spend years and years and years studying, and I started to study, and here I am.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be boring. A
Yes,
lot of people think English is boring because they only study. They don't keep the contact like you did when you didn't study.
yes,
That's the most important thing, and that's when you are going to see English not just as something you have to study, but as something that you use daily. So
yes,
that's important.
completely. And learning English is cool. I remember when I I was watching a show on Netflix. I watching Stranger Things. completely in English, and I was so proud by myself. Learn English was a very, very good for my self-esteem.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm watching something completely in English and I can understand what the people say.
Yeah, the
It
first
was very good.
sentences are everyone remembers that.
Yeah, it was really good for me. And after that, always I, for example, if I watching some show or series or film, and I can watch it in English, I do it.
And now, Gleudisson, now that you can already speak so well in English, what did you feel that changed in your life? Like, did you get other opportunities already?
I know the first thing I can think is my self-esteem, because when I started to learn English, I was like, oh my God, English is impossible. I can learn it. And when I bought the Jornada, I was like, okay, I can learn English, I can speak it, and everything's well. And then then I think the first thing that changed my life is my self-esteem about English. And in my professional life, I think, because now that I speak English, I can put in my curriculum I have the English.
Yeah,
It can give me more opportunities. For example, if I want to work at a bilingual school or something like that, I can looking for a job there. And I think that's it.
nice. That's cool. And do you have any tips to give for the people that are listening to you?
Well, I have actually. I think the first tip I can say it's don't give up and be constant. I think the constant is the most important thing when you are learning any language. Because if you just stop to learn, man, you just delays your learning process, like I said before.
Yeah,
And I think keeping constant, keeping contact with the language is a good thing. Learn the basic grammar. Just if you like you say, we don't know all the grammar rules, but just the basic, you know? And I think that's it. And at least for me, I do some notes. I have a notebook and I write everything, I watching the class and writing the what you say in that class. I think it's at least for me it works very well, you know. And put you need to make a routine. If you have a routine to study English start to actually English become part of your life. you know it's like brush your teeth or take a shower.
yeah,
I think it's very important if you want to learn English. I think
exactly.
that's it.
I completely agree with your tips. Se você quer falar inglês assim tão bem como o Gleudisson, você também pode trilhar esse caminho e seguir exatamente a mesma jornada que ele também está seguindo. Se você quer saber como que funciona essa jornada, como que funciona o curso, as aulas de conversação e tudo mais, clica no link que está aqui na descrição e também nos comentários. Espero te ver lá dentro do curso e nas aulas de conversação. Por hoje é isso e até o próximo vídeo. Goodbye!